Okay, this is step 2. So here is my very scruffy sketch. They have to be scruffy. I've made the rookie mistake of the fronds are going off the top. I'm going to forgive myself for being human on this one because I'm trying to hold the phone and do this at the same time. But as I said, if you've seen the first video, will know that you're going to be drawing in an HB pencil, not a black pencil like I'm using because I can't rub out very easily. And you're going to be spending all of the time plotting in where everything is. Now I've roughly done it, very roughly. But that's the point. It starts off rough and then it gets more and more precise as you start to measure more. Provided you've got this one thing right, in the right place, you can get everything else plotted in around it. So then I'm coming back. This stage 2 is you've got roughly, keep saying roughly, everything in. And now I'm going to, stage 2 is come back and actually get a bit more precise with it. Not getting into details still yet, but you would actually, when you do get to that, you might hint at, if you need to, if just for yourself, you can put in a few sort of suggestion of hyacinth, whatever these things are. So, and yes, you're still measuring. You never stop the measuring. So I say I'm looking at the details there. So I'm looking now. I've put a suggestion of the pot there. By the way, this is a sketch. This is not going to be necessarily a full-blown, all shaded in nicely drawing. It could be. That will take hours. A sketch is really just a little snapshot of a thing. But you can with a sketch, and I like sketching, so I haven't really got the patience for a full-on drawing. You can with a sketch just show the character of a thing. That's what I'm trying to do here. There's all these little wobbly bits. You could, you may or not, well, you're beginning to see that it's probably a hyacinth. But you could, depending on how much time you've got and what your state of mind is, you could spend quite a while just really looking at this and looking at some of these flowers and drawing them in. But you can see how long that would take. You might want to start something simpler if you, like me, have the attention span of a rabbit. You probably want to just pick something much simpler. I just picked this because it's pretty and it happens to be here and I like it, so that's good enough reason. So anyway, you can see you are continuing to measure out. Then you want to have a look at this, for example. This is actually too big. I can see that, this pot. I've got that bit I measured in before. Then there's a distance. Oh, there's, for example, look at this. This is my stable thing that I've got drawn in. Now, if I measure it from there to there, say, measure it against the width of the pot. Compare it to the width of the pot from there to, it's about 1.5. So let's just see if I got that right on here. So I can use a different measurement on here. Right, so 1.5. Yeah, I've just about got it right on that one. Although I can see that the angle's a bit more like that. So rather than rounded as I had it, it's more like that. And there's a sort of a round bit like that. Whoops. That's like that. That's kind of like that. So then I'll put this one in here. Oh no, here's an example. There's a nice sort of, if you look at the, you see what I'm doing there with the flowers? I'm kind of putting in, okay, on that one, there's a nice sort of bell shape. So I just draw in roughly again the shapes I'm seeing there. There's sort of each flower, just start it off as a kind of a circle, and then you can just, with flowers, it's actually, you don't have to do all of it. You can just pick out one or two to show what you want to show. Like I say, this is a sketch. It's not necessarily going to be a full-blown, beautifully shaded drawing, although it would be lovely, but it would take a very long time. Anyway, so there you go. I think that's all I need to say. That is basically sketching. I would say again, your most important thing is to do, first of all, I did basic shapes. Hang on, this hand. So I did roughly, put that in there, but the most important thing is to pick something that's going to be your stable object, thing that you're going to use to plot in every other object in relation to it. And you're looking at things like, you got that in, okay, so put a straight line there. So where that ends, there, to where that begins, you can see there's a little flower standing proud of that. So let's see, have I got that right? Not quite, look at that. Well, I can cheat and make that a bit bigger. There we go. That's called artistic license. Have fun with that. So then that would be, and you can, in actual fact, when they in drawing classes at college, they teach you to put these lines in. I find it a bit distracting personally, but you can certainly use them here and there. But you see the principle. This is the important thing. I'm trying to get you to see how to look in the first place, because that's all drawing is. And then, as I said before, negative shape there, negative shape here, for example. I don't think I've got that in very well there. Where have I got it? Oh yes, there's the top of the bulb. Okay, so that's a negative shape. This shape here should be roughly the same as that shape there. There's a shape here, for example, sort of a triangular shape. Have I got that there? Yeah, it's a bit not quite triangle. Oh, that comes down more at an angle. You see, the more that you look, the more that you begin to see, and the more that you'll see that, you know, your first initial assessment of a thing wasn't necessarily particularly correct, but you can keep working with it. See, the other thing I'm doing here is I'm here and there, because I say this is not going to be a nice neat thing. I just want to show that there's a bit of, you know, that gives it a bit of depth, but it's very scruffy shading. It's not sort of how you would do it if you're going to be very neat and take days with it. Let's look at, for example, that shape. That's quite nice to see. This, I love that. That's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. It's like one of those Chinese symbols of some sort. Probably says peace or idiot or something. So I'm just going to use, because I like that shape, put that in a little bit more. I had it sort of hinted at there. Negative spaces again. Look at that shape. Look at this shape. Look at the shape there, formed between that and that. Look at the angle there. So I've got this shape, I've got roughly the angle there. I've got that going off the edge because it's a rookie mistake. There's a slight gap there. And that's it, you know? Believe it or not, that's it. That's what drawing is. Take your time over it. Get in something that's stable and have fun.